Well, as you can see, I haven't quit. In fact, I actually learned something new. First of all, last video, the camera focus just kept going in and out. It kept, yeah, and the table kept wobbling. Shit. I've actually written sort of a script. I learned a lot from last video. So, I've locked the focus on the camera, so no more annoying auto zoom in, zoom outs. I've stabilized the tripod, and I still haven't made a thumbnail because I just don't feel like it. I don't want to. So continuing from last video, I got a camera, I got the kit lens, I looked up some videos, learned a little bit, read some articles, and I thought the best approach would be to actually go out there and just shoot photos. And on the one hand, I made pictures using auto mode, and on the other hand, I used them in made the same picture in manual mode to see, who comes on top. Is it me with the new knowledge that I've gained, or is it the camera's auto system that's better than me? TLDR, I'm going to take two pictures of the same subject, one auto, one manual, and I'll see on the computer which one of the two is best. But yeah, let's take a look at them. I came out of a bus station and I made two sets of pictures. One was standing up with auto mode and one in manual mode, and one was crouching down to see what a camera angle does, because that's also something that I read. Like, camera angles are arguably more important than exposure because they completely change the scene. And as you can see, let me pull this up. So this is the photo standing up in auto mode, and this is the same picture but in manual mode. I regret to say that I actually prefer the auto mode in this one. Now, I made the same picture crouching down, which you can see right here. Now, this was in auto mode, and this was in manual mode. And here, I still like the auto mode better. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it, but I think it's the color. I think the colors are a bit warmer than the one that I took manually, but that's fine because this is what we're here to do. Second is, while I was on the way, I was in public transport, so this was a picture made in auto mode from a driving vehicle. Now this is a couple seconds later, but in manual mode. Now, obviously, my picture is better, but that was primarily because of shutter speed. Now I'm going to take a quick interval here to say, like, what did I actually learn to make these manual adjustments. So the most important settings from what I know so far, and please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong or if there's more that I need to know, is ISO. So ISO, from what I understand, is like a digital brightener. Like, the higher the ISO, the more bright your picture becomes, but also the more grainy your picture becomes. So for pictures in APS-C, I think the max you want to go is either 3200 or 6400. Second of all, there is the shutter speed. So the shutter speed is how long the, I forgot the word, not the lens, but the thing behind, sensor. Shutter speed is how long the sensor opens up to take the picture. Now, the longer it stays open, the more light it can take in, but also the more differences it can take in, if that makes sense. So the faster the shutter speed, the sharper the image, but also the darker the image. So you got to find a nice balance between all that. Aperture. So there's a lot of lenses, all lenses have like a certain amount of light that they can let through, and some lenses they're even adjustable. Now, the smaller the hole, aperture is basically this little bladed ring that increases in size or gets smaller. Of course, the bigger the hole. Of course, the bigger the hole, the more light can go through. The smaller the hole, the less light can go through. And this is measured in numbers. You often see F slash and then a number. Well, the lower that number, the more light it can let through. Now, the higher the number, the less light it lets through. Combining all of these three together, you get your exposure. And exposure is also something that you can manually up or down. And apparently the ideal situation is like 18% gray value, but that's getting very, very detailed. But with this knowledge, I just went out there and I started taking pictures, thinking, you know what? Okay, this is a moving subject, so I want a high shutter speed. But a high shutter speed means less light coming through in the lens, which means I have to compensate by either increasing the ISO or by decreasing the aperture. It's so confusing. Like, why? The smaller the number, the more light gets through. It's just so... Why not the bigger the number, the more light gets through? So from what I gathered, is on the technical side, these four elements are what make a picture look good. Outside of color and color grading, profiles, and editing, it's a whole different beast I'll tackle later. But for now, just with these four elements, I think I should be able to take pictures, better than giraffe poop. So now I have the knowledge. Now I have to actually do something that I don't do that often. Go outside. I also tried a bit of video. But that was horrible. It's really choppy. And back then, I didn't know exactly why. Turns out I had the completely wrong shutter speed for video. You have the whole 180 rule. So basically, if you shoot at 30 frames per second, make sure that your shutter speed is double your frames per second, which is something I didn't do. But yeah, that was a good learning moment, which is also the reason why this video looks a whole lot better and a whole lot smoother than the last one. Yeah, let's go through the pictures. I almost put the camera on the ground to take this shot. And I can't believe the difference it makes. The same location, but I really, really like the way this looks. I really do. This is an auto mode. Again, nice and warm. It was really sunny. The sky is a bit blown out, but that's sort of fine, I think. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe something else I can learn. This is manual mode. And again, I want to say that the auto mode is better than what I did. Okay, moving on. And now we have a building. This one is taken in auto mode, and this one is taken in manual mode. Now the manual mode is a bit darker. I think this is an issue with the Sony ZV-E1. I've heard this more often, that the LCD screen is not representative of what you actually see. Although I have to say I actually like the manual picture more, because it was more realistic. Like, it was still very sunny, but the sun was going down, as you can see from the shadows. It wasn't as high and as bright as it was. I hit another one. This one was at the lake. I made use of the vertical lines, as you can see, because I thought it would be a nice frame. Like, it's going to a horizon. I put it at about 2/3 because I had the whole grid line thing, and I think it looks nice. And here is the manual one. This time the manual one is underlit. I hate to say it, but again, the price is going to auto mode. Okay, this one I really like. There's this little waterfall at the shopping center, and I put something on the left in foreground focus. Oh, this is also something I learned. Like, if you want to get an artsy picture, make sure that you have something in the foreground, then your subject somewhere in the middle, and then something in the background. So you have like a sandwich, like front and back defocused, and then center subject focus. On the one hand, I think mine looks better, but the only reason for that is because the colors look unnaturally saturated, like someone cranked up saturation on this one in the auto. So that's a point for me. Cool. Finally, this is where I shot the pictures. What I actually wanted is I wanted to have the guy cycling that you see in here. I wanted him sharp as well, but I think I would have had to increase the shutter speed, or maybe it's a focusing thing. Tell me which one it is. And this is the one that I made manually. I really, really like the auto mode one more because it's so much brighter. The colors really pop, but not too much that I feel like someone just opened up the saturation slider. That and the framing of the guy on the bike, completely oblivious, or at least pretending to be oblivious to me taking this picture. And yeah, all in all, I like the framing. It's busy, but not too busy. There's stuff going on in the scene. And yeah, just the color and the sharpness is much better. So again, auto mode is doing it better than I am. And finally, I think the best thing I've learned so far is that when you go out to practice or when you go out to take pictures, don't go in with a mindset like I have to take good pictures, like everything I do has to be good, or just go in with a more mellow mindset. Something like, if I learned something new, great. That means this outing has been a success. For me, I want to have at least one picture every time I go out to shoot where I'm like, you know what? That was a good picture. I'm glad that I made this picture. And in this case, I took two that I really like. This one, though it has improvements left, and one I haven't shown yet. This is all unedited, by the way. But this one, I really like this picture because it really captures what this area is like. It's nice and calm. There's still people around, but everyone's just chilling, like not really engaging with each other. There's small groups, and this guy here just enjoying the scenery. Yeah, I would never post or publish this picture without like retouching it a bit. Like, it's obviously too dark. I should brighten it up, maybe put some more saturation because the green here is not that great. But yeah, I like this picture. I really do. So yeah, that's all that I learned on this outing. For the next one, I think I have much to learn when it comes to manual mode. But I do think I learned a lot from this trip. Every time auto mode has won out, I know why auto mode won out. I know what I did wrong, and so that means I know what to improve upon for the next time. So next time, what will I do next time? Don't know. But, I'm not stopping. I'm actually liking this whole photography thing a whole lot more than I thought I would. Last video was a bit negative. I do still worry sometimes that I may have wasted a lot of money on this, but you know what? I like it, and it's all in preparation for something, so I have 8 to 9 months to get good at all of this. And I think that's enough time, yeah. All right, yeah. That's it. I'll see you when I see you.